Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hannah, and today we will be exploring sustainable tourism in the Bahamas, how it contributes to the economy, impacts the environment, and aligns with global development goals. We will also look at government initiatives and ways the country can improve sustainability. So we're going to go ahead and move into an introduction. I've actually never been to the Bahamas, but I picked it because and hoped I would get it because I really want to go, and I feel like it's a massive tourist destination. I feel like everybody has to go here at least once in their life. It reminds me of Mexico, which I have been to Cozumel and a few other places, but pictures of it I'm sure just don't even do it justice. So, the Bahamas is a stunning archipelago known for its natural beauty and cultural vibrancy. With a warm climate and unique marine ecosystems, it is one of the world's top tourist destinations. It is also known for its clear waters, white sandy beaches, luxurious resorts, and world-class diving and snorkeling spots. Events like the Junkanoo Festival highlight its diverse heritage. The country is famous for its rich history, influenced by African, European, and Caribbean traditions, reflected in its music, cuisine, and festivals like Junkanoo. Tourists flock to the Bahamas for its breathtaking natural beauty, unique marine life, and exciting activities such as swimming with pigs and eczema, exploring blue holes, and experiencing Nassau's lively marketplaces. Whether for relaxation, adventure, or cultural immersion, the Bahamas offers something for every traveler. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and move into the tourism industry analysis. I'm going to start with economic, and then we'll move on to socio cultural and environmental. But, anyways, tourism is the backbone of the Bahamas economy, contributing up to 60% of its GDP. It provides jobs, funds infrastructure, and supports local businesses. However, reliance on tourism makes the economy vulnerable to global recessions and seasonal fluctuations. Tourism is a vital component of the Bahamas economy, significantly contributing to GDP, employment, and government revenue. Industry supports a generous portion of the workforce from hospitality and transportation to local markets and entertainment. Revenue from tourism fuels infrastructure, development, and public services, making it a key driver of economic stability. However, reliance on tourism also has its drawbacks, such as economic vulnerability to global downturns, natural disasters, and seasonal fluctuations. While the sector generates significant tax revenue, over-tourism can strain resources, impact the environment, and increase the cost of living for locals. Alrighty, so we'll start with the positives. Major contributor to GDP and national income, which is the third time I've said that, because I feel like 60% is huge, which I feel like can be expected because it is a massive tourist destination. But secondly, job creation in hospitality, transportation, and retail, increased government revenue through taxes and fees, and it boosts local businesses and entrepreneurship. I feel like the job creation is a good or a bad thing. It creates a lot of jobs in hospitality and transportation, but it kind of takes away from all the other jobs that, people like me in a small town may be able to get. And it kind of just singles it out to those three because it's such a massive thing there. But some of the negatives are that economic dependency makes it vulnerable to crises. Seasonal employment leads to job instability, environmental strain from over-tourism, and rising cost of living for locals in popular tourist areas. I feel like we're starting to see a lot of this now, so, in Nashville and stuff, because a lot of people are moving in from out of state into smaller towns, and salary and pay just isn't matching that. So I feel like we can resonate with this. Maybe the entire world can resonate with this a little bit, but I find that to be super similar to the situations here as well. Alrighty, so now we'll go ahead and move on to the socio-cultural impacts of tourism. Tourism promotes cultural preservation through festivals and museums. However, it can also lead to commercialization, where traditions become attractions rather than lived experiences. Additionally, increased tourism raises the cost of living, affecting locals. Tourism plays a significant role in shaping the culture and environment of the Bahamas. It brings economic benefits and fosters cultural exchange, helping to preserve traditions and promote Bahamian heritage. However, it can also lead to commercialization and the dilution of local customs, Social changes such as increased urbanization and shifts in employment trends are influenced by tourism growth. Alrighty, so we'll start with our positives. It promotes cultural exchange and global awareness, encourages preservation of Bahamian traditions and heritage, boosts local arts, crafts, music, and festivals, provides funding for historical and cultural sites. And some of the negatives are commercialization may lead to loss of authentic traditions, Western influence can overshadow local customs, increased urbanization and local and social inequalities, shift from traditional occupations to tourism dependent jobs. Alrighty, and now we're going to go ahead and move on to the environmental impacts. And I feel like I have to resonate with this one a little bit because I work with TDEC, which is environment and conservation. So I kind of enjoyed looking into this one. But anyways, tourism in the Bahamas has both positive and negative environmental impacts. Marine protected areas help conserve marine life, but coral reefs are still at risk due to pollution and climate change. Sustainable practices are necessary to mitigate these issues. Environmentally, tourism can strain natural resources, harm marine life, and contribute to pollution. Efforts towards sustainable tourism aim to balance economic growth with the conservation, ensuring the Bahamas remains a top destination without compromising its ecological and cultural integrity. So, some of the positives of this is that it encourages marine conservation in protected areas, it raises awareness about sustainability and ecotourism, and it supports restoration projects and wildlife conservation. Though some of the negatives are that over-tourism leads to habitat destruction and pollution, damage to coral reefs from boating, snorkeling, and diving, increased waste and water consumption, and disruption of marine life and coastal ecosystems. So, some of the sustainable tourism initiatives are marine protected areas like Exuma Cay's Land and Sea Park, ecotourism resorts and responsible travel programs, government regulations on waste management and conservation, and community led tourism projects that benefit locals and nature. So now we'll move along to the sustainable development goal that I picked, and I picked 8. So it is decent work and economic growth, and it's highly relevant for the Bahamas. The goal is to create sustainable, high quality jobs while reducing economic dependence on tourism. The government is investing in education and entrepreneurship to achieve this. The Bahamas strongly aligns with UN's Sustainable Development Goal 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth, which focuses on promoting sustainable economic growth, full employment, and decent work for all. Tourism, the backbone of the Bahamian economy, provides thousands of jobs but also creates challenges such as seasonal employment, wage disparities, and economic vulnerability to global shocks. The government has taken steps to diversify the economy, enhance worker protections, and support small businesses. However, challenges like economic dependence on tourism and income inequality remain. Strengthening labor rights, investing in education, and fostering entrepreneurship are key in advancing the SDGs. I feel like this is such a hard one to meet somewhere in a place like the Bahamas where it is tourism dependent. I feel like all I know about the Bahamas is that it's a tourist place and that's where you want to be taking vacation. So I do feel like this one could be a hard one to meet, but I think it would be, some of the challenges would be economic dependence on tourism leads to job instability, wage disparities and cost of living issues, limited economic diversification beyond tourism and banking. I think some of the future steps could be strengthening labor rights and social protections for workers, encouraging investment in new industries like renewable energy and technology, and expanding educational and vocational training programs. All right, so now we'll go ahead and move on to some of the challenges and areas of improvement. Um, Despite its efforts, the Bahamas faces challenges in achieving full sustainability. To improve, the country should enforce stronger environmental laws, invest in renewable energy, and expand sustainable tourism certifications for businesses. Some of their current challenges are the over reliance on the tourism sector, the coral reef degradation and pollution, and the wage disparities. Some of their successes, though, are marine protected areas, and they help conserve marine life. ecotourism and sustainable business initiatives are growing, government regulations on fishing and waste management, and community involvement in conservation efforts. And I actually get to see a lot of that firsthand, not in the Bahamas, but at my job. I work for TDEC, as I said earlier, so we see a lot of the public come out and help in our conservation efforts at our park, which is really nice. Some of their challenges, though, like I was saying, are over-tourism puts pressure on resources and infrastructure, coral reef destruction due to climate change and pollution, economic dependence on tourism makes sustainability difficult, and need for stronger enforcement of environmental policies. Some of my recommendations for improvement are expand sustainable tourism certifications for hotels and businesses, improve waste management and reduce plastic pollution, invest in renewable energy solutions for the tourism sector, encourage year-round tourism to reduce seasonal economic strain, and strengthen climate change adaptation strategies for coastal areas. The Bahamas has taken positive steps towards sustainable tourism, but continued action is needed to balance economic growth with environmental and cultural preservation. By enhancing eco-friendly practices, diversifying its economy, and enforcing stricter environmental regulations, the Bahamas can secure a thriving sustainable tourism industry for future generations. All right, and this is my works cited page. I hope that you enjoyed. In summary, the Bahamas has made significant strides in sustainable tourism, but ongoing challenges need to be addressed. Strengthening conservation efforts and enforcing sustainability laws will help ensure long-term tourism viability. The Bahamas has made considerable progress in promoting sustainable tourism through marine conservation, eco-friendly resorts, and government regulations. The country has established marine protected areas, enforced stricter fishing laws, and encouraged ecotourism initiatives. However, challenges such as coral reef degradation, over-tourism, and economic dependence on tourism remain. Climate change and extreme weather events further threaten long-term sustainability. To ensure a balance between economic growth and environmental protection, continued efforts are necessary. If you have any questions, please reach out, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.